And Friday the 13th, I love the number 13 and I love like black cats and stuff like that. So I like Friday the 13th. So we're on Friday the 13th. We're back to upper body, 5, 6, or 7 rounds. Then we have a part 2. So we have bent over row to kickback, skull crushers, Supermans, reverse flies, and chair pose twist. So bent over row to kickback. Row, kick, down, row, kick, down. Skull crushers. This one is the one you can do 1 or 2 weights. If it's 2, you're gonna go to the side of your head. If it's 1, you're gonna go to like the top of your head. Supermans. Up, down, and reverse flies, which is here. Okay, oops, and then chair pose twist. So we've done this a long time ago and people were like, I didn't think it was gonna be that hard. So you're gonna have kind of a bend in your knees, and you're going to, actually your feet are gonna be together or close together. You're going to twist and you're gonna like sit in a chair, okay? So you're gonna twist. So basically, I look like this. So my elbow is on my knee. This elbow's up in the air. I'm kind of making like a triangle with my hands. Up, opposite side, twist, up, twist, twist. So this one can get like dizzying a little bit, so you might want to just try not to do too many in a row, or make sure you take breaks, or you might want to, is this to a timer? No, this is for reps. So you might want to just, instead of alternating, you might want to do like a few to one side and then switch sides. Okay, so bent over, row to kick back. So this is the position I was talking about when I said we do bent over anything. It's kind of this type of position, so that's the position we're in. So we're gonna have our weights in front of us. We're gonna row back, so that's when we pull to our chest and squeeze our shoulder blades. Row back, but instead of dropping down, we're gonna kick back. So we're gonna do a tricep kickback, which looks like this. Then you're gonna come back in. Do I actually come back in? Row, yeah, I do come back in, then down. Row, kick back, in, down. Row, kick back, in, down. Row, kick back, in, down. Skull crushers. So you can do one weight or 2 weights. If you do 1 weight, it looks like this. So you're going to be on your back, knees are bent, your head's on the ground. You're gonna hold 1 weight the long way. You're gonna have your arms up above your head, and they're gonna bend at the elbow, down to like the top of your head, press up, 1. Down at the elbows, press up, 2. Down at the elbows, press up, 3, okay? So nothing's moving, you're just lowering at the elbow and pressing up. If you do 2 weights, which I would only suggest for somebody who's comfortable doing this exercise, you're gonna hold 2 weights. You're gonna lower by the sides of your head, up, lower to the side of your head, up. So the main difference is if you are holding a weight in each hand, you are responsible for making sure that the weights are moving at the same time. So if you don't have good coordination, or you're not really familiar with this exercise, or you don't have very strong triceps, I suggest using 1 weight, because you don't want to do with 2 and then they're moving on different times and they're not moving together. But the good thing about having the 2, when you go by the side of your head, you actually have a bigger range of motion than if you have to stop kind of at the top of your head. So the 1 weight is probably better for beginners. The 2 weight is probably better for, intermediate to advanced. Supermans. So This is a full body exercise. Sometimes people have trouble with this because they find that they have trouble getting their legs off the ground. Like they feel like they can lift their arms higher off the ground than they can their legs. That's fine. So you're gonna lay on your stomach, everything is outstretched, and you're going to lift your arms and your legs off the ground at the same time. So you're gonna be balancing on your midsection, okay? So lift, I'm a kind of like I can, you know, flail all around, I'm only on my stomach, down. Lift, down. Lift, down. Lift, down. So I kind of just pause for a second when I lift. And I also like to try to mention that when you're doing these, depending on how it is in the actual workout, you might be out of breath, which makes these really difficult because you're laying on your stomach. So when you're kind of huffing and puffing, you're out of breath, and then you're laying on your stomach, it makes it even harder to breathe. So if you're finding that you're like doing that and you're just like, oh, I can't breathe, and I'm on my stomach, like you feel like you can't get like really good breath, I always hold my breath on the way up and then on the way down. Hold it on the way up, blow out on the way down, okay? And reverse flies. So we talked about this a little bit when we did the row to the fly. Now we're only doing the flies. So again, you're gonna have that bent over posture and just bring them here. So with this one, I like to talk about making sure that you're squeezing your shoulder blades, because if you're squeezing your shoulder blades, it's gonna stop you from flying up way high with your hands, okay? And also you wanna make sure that your arms are bent. If you don't engage and you just fling your arms, well, number one, you're not engaging your muscle, but number two, you're just not doing it right. So you wanna think about, anytime you're doing exercises, you wanna think about what muscle am I using? And I feel like I always used to hear this and I never actually understood it until one day, like it clicked and I understood it. So I think because I would always hear it with your core, engage your core. It's like, well, considering like I have such a layer of fat over my abs, like am I engaging? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's much harder to feel than other muscles. So when I think about engaging my shoulder blades and I'm doing my reverse flies, I feel like that is something I can easily recognize and I know I'm doing it. I know when I do that, I'm doing it because you can see how abruptly I stop. That means they're engaged. I'm engaging right there, okay? If I'm not engaging, I can just fly up and down. Or, you know, same thing with something to do with your legs. Like if you were to use your quads and you, like say you flex them, you can feel that, you know you're doing it. I feel like it's harder when people always just, like I said, I would always hear that, engage your core, engage your core. I'd be like, what does that even mean? Like, I felt that was just so annoying to me. But now I understand better how to like think about using your muscles when you're exercising, or think about using this specific one when you do this specific thing and whatnot. So that's a perfect example. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades when you're doing that, and it'll help you not only keep in control, but it's gonna help you actually contract and use your muscle, okay? So last part is reps is your chair pose. So what I was explaining was when you go from side to side, it can get kind of like dizzying because your head is following your body. So you're kind of just like doing this like a bunch of times. So that can get kind of dizzying. So with your chair pose, you're kind of here. So you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna twist and your elbow is gonna come to your knee. You're gonna twist your entire body. This elbow goes up, then you're gonna kind of return. You're only gonna stand up a little bit. You're not gonna do a full stand. Then you're gonna squat down and twist again. A little bit of a stand, twist, a little bit of a stand, twist. So this is what I'm talking about. If you kept going and did maybe 20 of these, you might feel dizzy, you might not. So it depends on how you're feeling, on how you want to do that. You might want to do 5 on one side, then 5 on the other. I honestly, standing up now, feel a little bit dizzy. But so if that doesn't work for you, we can just work on, you can just do like a standing twist or something, because the point of that one is you're twisting your body. So that one, you could just do something like this, where you're just standing and twisting. You could even hold a weight in between your hands and do, I mean, again, you still are, your head is still moving, but it's not as bad. So anyways, that is week 2, and I'm tired and I'm hungry, and it's Friday the 13th.